All right, what's up? What's up? Welcome back here for another recap video. So today, well, not today. Today is Saturday. Friday, yesterday we had off for Good Friday, but we're gonna review Thursday's trades and where I finished on the month. So for Thursday, I finished up. I was just shy of $300, so about 295 or so, 298. We can take a look here. Pretty decent profit margin. I'm actually very surprised with the stocks that we got. Profit margin of 65%, but my share size was very low, only about 1,000 for my average position cost. Let's see here. My accuracy was pretty good, and my risk reward was on point. But why was my share size so small? And that's because we were trading AVTX, and stocks over 15, 20 bucks is definitely my weak area. I definitely take my biggest losses on those price stocks, but there's also so much reward with that price range. So I definitely want to get some practice on stocks over 15, 20 bucks. But because it's such a larger spread and the range is a lot larger, it's definitely a lot more intimidating. And I can catch myself on the wrong end of the trade and lose 50 cents, $1 a share, and with some decent share size, you can lose a lot of money. But also, the reward is also massive as well. So I definitely want to get some practice, and that's kind of how I treated trading AVTX on Thursday, just to get practice trading that price range. And it seemed to me that it worked out pretty well. I had a pretty decent accuracy, pretty decent risk reward. I was just trying to time the dips, either with market orders or limit orders. If the spread was wide on the level 2, I was getting in on the bid with an offset. One thing I do need to change though is my offset amount. My offset amount was only 1 cent. I should, with this range of being 50 cents spread, I can get away with maybe a 5 cent offset or a 6 or 7 cent offset without impacting too much of the risk reward. So that's one thing that I can adjust moving forward, is maybe changing some hotkeys and having some hotkeys with a 1 cent offset, a 5 cent offset, and maybe a 7 or 8 cent offset, so I can get more reliable fills off of the lower end of the spread when trading a stock like AVTX, which is over $20, $25 a share. But with me kind of timing the dips, focusing on the dips, I was able to pull out a lot of just quick scalps of 10, 20 cents, 10 to 30 cents a share, just focusing on just timing those dip entries. And I feel like I did pretty well timing those entries. And it definitely gives me some more confidence for the future for trading stocks over $15, $20, which seems to be very intimidating to trade. But if I can get that experience and gain more confidence, this definitely could be one area or one type of types of stocks that I can probably make the most amount of money because of the range. So it's definitely worth to get that experience and at least get my feet wet. I need to start getting my feet wet at least, trading these types of stocks, because the reward potential is way, way bigger than trading, scalping a $1 or $2 stock because of the tight range. So if you can manage your risk on something, like AVTX, the risk reward is still there. We also had BDRX. So BDRX was another one, one of the $1 to $2, $1 to $3 kind of. Actually, no, really, it's $1 to $10 is my sweet spot. So BDRX, I was definitely focused on the BDRX here at the open. I was able to pull out maybe $150 or so, but it didn't really have that kind of momentum feel. It was very weak at the highs, a lot of false breakouts, a lot of double tops, a lot of triple top. Here's a triple top here. Couldn't have breakout of 2, and we just never had that sort of thrusting momentum that we like to see with the small caps. But BDRX has a history of making big moves, but didn't make a big move on Thursday. But we are kind of holding a sort of range here, consolidating, although it's under VWAP, but still not too far off the high. So maybe we'll see a day 2. Maybe on Monday we see at least another attempt for $2 and see if we get anything over $2. But yeah, overall, you know, market sentiment, I say, is still kind of slow, even though we did have AVTX make a nice overnight gap with some continuation. That's actually, you know, pretty nice, from 4 up to 34. Who knows if this is going to, you know, spark up some more momentum in the market, more sympathy, momentum, but I guess only time will tell. But for the month of March, finishing up just shy of 5,000, which is pretty decent. You know, I'm not you know, I'm pretty satisfied with that, because if I look at any month prior to January 2024, so 2022, 2023, my biggest month was only 3,200. So for me to pull out, you know, extra, you know, 80% more in profit, even though it was a slow month, definitely is a sign of improvement. And my profit margin was only 27%. Even though, you know, I didn't have a massive profit margin on the month, I still pulled out 5,000, which is great. Even on my biggest months in 2023 and 2022, I only made 3,200. So for me to pull out this on a slow month is definitely a great sign. And that's primarily, you know, for the fact that my average position cost is slowly rising. It did take a bit of a dip since February. February has taken bigger share size because the market was just offering a lot more opportunities and a lot more A+ opportunities for me to size into. It's still about double my size that I was taking in any month in 2023 or 2022. My accuracy, you know, right around 50%, a little bit slightly above 50% with a positive risk reward. It's only probably a 1.5 to a 1.2, and actually less than that, maybe 1.3 or 1.25 reward to risking a 1, which, you know, this could be improved a little bit. I did have some bigger losers. It looks like I had a loser of, my largest loser is actually bigger than my largest winner. I didn't have any big winners this month. I didn't even have any days over 1,000 this month, which was surprising. I had a lot of 1K days, over 1K days in February, but March seems to be definitely a lot slower. But, you know, with some consistency, keeping these red days small, you know, I was able to pull out $5,000. $5,000 is great. $5,000 is great. I know a lot of people would be happy with an extra $5,000 at the end of the month. So, you know, can't beat myself up. You know, got to stay consistent. It's a slow month. You got to understand that the market is cyclical. Opportunities are not the same amount every single month, every single week, every single year. But if you can stay consistent over the long term, once you start to hit that great month, you know, size up. And, you know, we did see that in February. So the next time we see another month like this in February, I know that I've done it before and I can push it even farther. And that's the mindset that you have to have. You know, February is great. You know, it was a great month. You know, my biggest ever month by like 3 or 4 times my biggest ever month, which is great. But now that's the new goalpost. And now when that next month comes, you know, I'm looking to double that again. You know, maybe let's shoot for a 20K month or a 30K month. And that's sort of that marathon mindset that you have to have. You know, you don't want to go from 0 to 1,000 or 0 to 100 overnight, because you're not just going to shock the system and you have, you know, potential to lose your emotional control. But by slowly increasing the temperature, kind of like how boiling, the analogy of boiling a frog, you know, slowly increasing the temperature, you're not going to turn up your emotions as much if you went to 0 to 100, and you're more likely to hold on to those previous profits that you worked so hard for in the earlier part of your career, and, you know, not risking all of the confidence that you've built over such a long time on, you know, just a few days. So, you know, just slowly turning up the heat. You know, you'll definitely, you know, see that the compounding growth from developing your skills, and also adjusting yourself to different share size, because our mind and emotions are going to change more drastically to a 0 to 100 increase in share size, or tripling your share size or quadrupling your share size overnight, versus a 20% increase in share size every week. You know, just slowly increasing it over time. You'll definitely be able to protect your confidence, protect your previous profits, and, you know, have a good foundation for long-term success. So that was it for March. You know, 5K, you know, pretty decent. You know, hopefully April will bring some better opportunity, more consistent opportunity, where I can size up into even more and even harder, even bigger than my previous ever, you know, days of February. that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So hopefully April can bring that for us. Unfortunately, I don't have any live trades to show you guys because there's not really any A+ setups that I nailed or any solid trades that I can show you for Thursday. It was just a lot of small dip scalps on AVTX that kind of put me up over about 300 on the day. So that was my month. That was my day on Thursday. Hopefully you guys did well on Thursday, and as well as the month of March. It was a little bit trickier on March, but if you could stay green, that was definitely a good sign of improvement. And if you're red, that's fine. If you're still in the learning curve and you're struggling, just make sure you're managing your risk, not losing too much, not paying too much tuition, because you want to have that longevity mindset, that marathon mindset. It takes years to be consistently profitable. So thinking long term, not getting too fixated on the short term or the minute day to day is important. And you'll definitely be successful if you can keep that marathon mindset and think of where you will be in the future if you consistently show up and put in the work. So that's all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys on Monday. If you guys are still watching, hit that thumbs up button for me, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Check out the links down in the description, and I'll catch you guys later. Have a good weekend. Peace.